Sorry.
Good morning, everyone. Here we are, myself and Melissa.
Hello, everybody. I know, it's such a nice day.
Yeah, and
Our
you're
final one.
Transition, aren't we, into sunny clothes? I have got a dress on.
Yeah, nice.
Cardigan.
Yeah, yesterday it was really hot, so yeah, I'm looking forward to summer. But yeah, this is our last cooking live.
I know.
I feel like we've done a bit of a tour.
Need to do a bit of a tour around the kitchen.
Yeah.
Give us a little tour around the kitchen.
Wow. Let's see. It's kind of open plan. Nice space. Perfect for these kind of lives.
Yeah.
But yeah, is everyone cooking along with us, or is everyone just watching?
Oh, hopefully. If you're going to cook along live with us today, do comment in the sidebar. I was going to just put my oven on, actually. That's what I was going to do, turn the oven on. That's a good idea. So yeah, what have you been up to? What have you been up to, Melissa?
Well, I've been busy with clients, and I went to Oxford at the weekend as well, just for a change of scenery. So they've got a really nice shopping centre there. So I love Oxford, such a great city.
That's so yeah, I went there. So you were there, were you there yesterday?
Saturday.
Ah, I was in Oxford yesterday.
No way.
Yeah.
How come?
I had to take my son back to uni.
Right.
So he went back to uni yesterday. Isn't that weird? He's been at home since October. And I took him back yesterday. So yeah, Paul and I went for a walk around by the river, and yeah, it was lovely. It's nice to just, it's very quiet. There's hardly any tourists or anything, are there? So
yeah, it was really nice and quiet.
Say. Well, you did that, and you've been doing some modelling. You were saying for a side.
Yeah, not really a model, but my friend dragged me into it. So that was really fun. They rented like a rooftop bar out, and yeah, so you'll see me on their Instagram soon. I can't say the brand yet, but when it comes out, you can see it probably. You can follow my Instagram. I'll share the photos. But that was really good fun. Fran said it's quite echoey.
Anybody's wondering what the noise is in the background. Sorry, I'm having some windows replaced, and they just started the electronic saw outside. Of course they have. So I'm going to hand over to Melissa, and she's going to tell us what we're cooking today and then start. So I'm just going to put you on full screen so everyone's got you. They don't need to look at me anymore.
Okay.
So yeah, you guide us through what we're going to be doing today.
Sure. Fran said it's quite echoey. Do you think the sound is okay?
Yes.
I haven't opened up two links, have I? Because
you haven't got two windows open, but you sound absolutely fine my end.
Okay, hopefully we're okay. So today we're making two dishes. We're making a snack dish, which is the peanut butter banana cookies. And we're going to put some strawberries on, but you could also use some raspberries. And this is like a really nice healthy snack you can use to balance out your blood sugar levels during the day, just to have like some great snacks on hand. And then after this, we are going to do a lemony chicken roast with pearl barley and lots of vegetables like cannellini beans and courgettes and pearl barley. And it's just like an easy one tray thing. So we can have that for lunch afterwards. So if we start making the cookies first, Leslie's cooking along with us, which is great.
Yeah.
Nadine cooked the recipes last night. Sophie's cooking along with us. That's good. Nice. Let us know how you get on. So as Leslie said, the first thing we need to do is preset our oven if it takes a while to warm up. And in a large bowl, we have got 2 ripe bananas. So mine are really black. They're really ripe, which means it's sweeter and it's got more antioxidants in. And we're just going to mash it with a fork. By the way, for those who are
not really ripe, unfortunately, but how can you ripen bananas quickly?
If you put it near other fruit, the other fruit, they release gas and that quickens the ripening process. You shouldn't store them in the fridge because that damages it. But maybe, yeah, I think it's just a matter of time. and keeping it next to other fruit.
I'd like to say that we're a very healthy family, so we eat fruit really quickly. So unfortunately, bananas aren't black, but they're mashing up really well, actually. So they're quite right. They're not that ripe, but they're mashed up really nicely. So
good, cool. And after that, we can get our cups out. So for those who are new to this live, or maybe you're new to me, first time you're seeing me, I'm a registered associate nutritionist, and I'm friends with Leslie, and I basically transform people's health, whether that's weight loss or gut health issues, etc. And I do it all in a personal and joyful way, so no fad diets, no calorie counting, just kind of evidence-based nutrition. Sophie says only got one, as my son ate the other one. Is that okay? It should be okay. Yeah, it should be okay.
I feel your pain, Sophie. I bought a whole thing of strawberries, and when I went to look at them, there were only 4 left. So I feel your pain.
Yeah, and to be fair, Sophie, you could just make half the recipe.
Okay, so
you could just make 6. So after you mash the bananas, we're going to add a 1/3 cup of peanut butter. I'm just using a 1/4 cup as I don't have a 1/3. And I'm using a runny, smooth peanut butter. We've used peanut butter a lot over these lives.
You do, don't you? You're, bananas and peanut butter, and I've noticed coconut oil.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where if you're doing healthy baking, they're like the main ingredients, I find.
So for your stock cupboard, what would you say you need to have in your stock cupboard all the time?
So yeah, peanut butter, almond butter, chia seeds, and then like complex carbohydrates like cracked bulgur wheat or pearl barley or couscous, quinoa, and some sort of legumes like red kidney beans, cannellini beans, sweet corn. And then like in the freezer, always have that like full of fruit and vegetables. So you've always got that on hand. I'm just going to put this in the sink.
Yeah, I have to say my weekly shop has changed quite significantly over lockdown. As I've had time to kind of really think a bit more about what I'm buying. I've not been so, rushing in and out of the house. And I think we have now chickpeas and, as you say, cannellini beans and things regularly, and frozen fruit and things in the freezer, which I don't think that would have been a regular thing a year ago.
So yeah, your diet has proved over lockdown, it sounds like.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I just think because I've had a bit more time to think about it and, spent a bit more time thinking about, feeling how food makes you feel.
Yeah, it's true. And it's one of those things that we just have to do, just like making our bed is one of the things, is we have to plan out what we want to eat in the week. And actually, because it's, by doing that, you're ensuring good health. And that's why one of the reasons why people come to me is to get that bespoke meal plan. But if you're not doing that, to sit down and just have a think about what you're going to eat and how you're going to reduce food waste as well.
I think because we were told you can't, you shouldn't keep going to the shops, you should minimize the amount of time you're going to the shops. You have to think more about what you're going to eat for the whole week. And therefore, whereas before it was very much open the fridge doors and like, what's in there? Okay, that's what we're eating. Now it was like, okay, that's what I need to think about during the week. So I've added my peanut butter. What do I need to add next?
Nice. So you're going to add 1 egg and 1 tablespoon of coconut oil and just give it all a mix.
1 egg, just straight in there.
Yeah. Sophie says she's only got the green tops of the strawberries left. Don't worry. If you have frozen strawberries, you could defrost them, or you could use raspberries or like any frozen berry or fresh berry. Or you don't have to add fruit on top. It could just be plain cookies.
Right, and I'm doing 1 tablespoon of oil. And does that need to be...
I haven't melted mine, but you just need to mix it up.
I've melted it this time, because you remember last time I didn't melt it. It was still a bit of a disaster.
Yeah. It's probably best if you melt it if you can.
Right, okay. Also, you can get more of an accurate measurement as well, because when it's melted, you can actually get a tablespoon.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah. And then we're going to add 3 tablespoons of
wet mix.
Wet mix, yeah, it's meant to be wet. And then we're going to add 3 tablespoons of honey. It doesn't need to be raw. I'm not using raw.
I said to Melissa, I said, I'm sorry, I don't have any beehives at the moment. Can I just use honey?
And also, it's more expensive, so.
Yes. Am I doing 3 tablespoons?
Yeah, 3 tablespoons. This is going to be our sweetness. You could also use maple syrup if you wanted to, or agave.
So this is to give the sweetness, is it?
It is.
White navy beans.
It's just the cannellini beans.
Yeah, cannellini beans.
Cannellini beans. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay.
So obviously, yeah, our mix is now quite wet, so we're going to add our oats in. So oats is almost like the flour. It's going to like make everything a lot thicker. Oats help to reduce cholesterol. It's full of fiber. It's just going to like balance out your blood sugar levels. You can also get oats that are fortified with vitamins. So mine has extra magnesium, vitamin C, zinc, vitamin D, B12 in, which is quite good, particularly if you're following like a restrictive lifestyle like the vegan diet.
So that's interesting, isn't it? So oats are good for your cholesterol.
Yeah, it's got beta glucan in, which reduces helps reduce your cholesterol.
So how many oats are we putting in?
1.5 cups.
1.5 cups. I'm so glad I went on that dreaded Amazon site and bought these cups, because they have proved so helpful.
Yeah. I do find them quite useful. I do have weighing scales too.
Okay. 1. There's my half one. It's just easier to measure things out than trying to guess the exchange onto ounces.
Yeah.
There we go. That was that. Over there.
Let me just give it a mix. So if it is too runny, you could add some more oats, but I think mine is actually a really good consistency.
Right, I'm going to have a little mix and see how I get on. So yeah, so oats in all forms are good for you. So like oat milk and things, is that good?
So oat milk, obviously you're not getting all the fiber. You're not. Yeah, it's very different to oats. You're not having all the fiber in there. But so it won't really help to balance out your blood sugar levels. But oat milk is just, I really like doing like matcha lattes with that, or I use that for baking or smoothies.
So mine's quite runny. So you're saying add a few more oats to runny.
Well, I'll show you what mine looks like. I don't think I can flip my camera actually. I'll just have to flip.
Can you stir that so I can see the consistency?
Yeah. I mean, maybe I could add.
You're a bit out of camera.
Oh, sorry. That's
better. Oh, yeah, no, mine's way runnier than that. Right. Okay, I'm going to add some more oats. Mine's sloppy.
Okay, add some more. Add some more oats. I mean, maybe I could add some more oats. You just kind of want it. So yeah, I mean, to be honest, I can't really roll this into balls either. Mine's quite sloppy, so I might add a few more oats.
So you want it to be in a consistency that you can roll into balls, is that right?
Yeah, or at least kind of, yeah, use 2 tablespoons to kind of, if we're going to cut them out, right, you need to be rolling into balls. So You don't have to use a cutter though. You could just use tablespoons and kind of plop cookie shapes.
At the moment, we're still not in a position to. I think I'm up to 2 cups now of oats. Oh, that's better. I can definitely,
Could you roll that out and cut things?
I don't think I could roll it out. Oh, I don't know actually. Oh yeah, I think I might be able to roll that out. Is that what you were planning, to roll it out?
Yeah, to kind of roll into balls, flatten, or roll it out and use a heart-shaped cutter. But I think I might just keep it simple and just kind of roll it into balls and then flatten it a bit.
Yeah.
Or just use might just use two tablespoons.
So the idea is to be a consistency where it's going to hold its shape.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Yeah, I think we're probably there. So I think that was, for me, that was 2 cups of oats, not 1.5.
Yeah.
It just depends if you've got runny coconut oil and you've got runny honey, then.
Yeah, exactly the size of the bananas as well.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to use 2 tablespoons, and then I'm just going to.
Could you
get my hands dirty?
Because you're saying the oats are really good to stabilize your blood sugar. Could you? I haven't got fortified oats like you have. Could I add them? Like, say, I could add some. What do I put in my cereal? I put in the gut health thing, the probiotics. Yeah. Could I add like a probiotic powder and things like that? Would that be a good idea?
It depends. I don't know whether the probiotic will be denatured, will be killed in the hot oven.
Okay, the one I use, no, it's a uncracked, so you can cook with it. You can put it on everything.
Oh, really? Okay, well, in that case, I don't see why not. You couldn't do it.
Yeah, you can put it in stir fries and things, which is great. If any of you guys watching have got questions, please put them in the ask a question area and we can ask Melissa. Otherwise, you're going to get my questions. Yeah, so I say probiotic in lots of things when I'm cooking, called Thrive. I get it off Amazon. It was recommended by Daniela Exley, who is Beats Pulse and Time, and she did a talk for us a few years ago now, and she recommended it, and I've been using it ever since. And you can they come in little capsules with powder in, and you can just sprinkle the powder over anything, and you can cook with it. It's super good.
Wow,
so
that's really handy.
Couldn't you?
Have you noticed a difference in your gut health?
Definitely. My gut health, and as your gut is your second brain, so it's really important to look after your gut because it has such a fundamental impact on your well-being. Yeah, these are holding shape. So should I flatten them down a little bit, like you're saying? Just flatten.
Yeah. So this is what mine look like, and then I'm just going to flatten them down a bit with some spoons.
Oh, for once, Melissa, mine look pretty similar to yours. It's a red.
Sophie says, "Can you add matcha powder?" I've never tried it with matcha powder. Don't know what that would be like.
I love that idea. You could turn them green. You could You could make them all different colours, which would be really good for the kids, wouldn't it? Oh, I
don't see why not. I don't know whether the health benefits of the antioxidants will still be there, but in terms of flavour, milled flax seeds is a good idea. I like that. Yeah, you could do that.
I put that on my breakfast cereal as well, flaxseed. Because it's a really good one for exporting all of the toxins out of your body, isn't it, flaxseed?
It's also good for fibre and getting some omega-3 fats as well. Just like kind of chia seeds. I really like that.
Omega-3, and you think it has to be fish, but it doesn't, does it?
It doesn't need to be fish. I mean, it's a different type of omega-3 fat. The one from oily fish is more powerful, so you need to have much more of the plant-based variety.
Yeah.
But it still helps.
And using coconut oil, because you use a lot of coconut oil, that's like, as you said, one of your staples in your larder. What's the benefits of using coconut oil as opposed to butter or whatever?
So coconut oil I use in baking mainly because of the flavour. It is still a saturated fat. I wouldn't recommend adding it to your coffee, for example, and shotting it. I wouldn't do that because it is a saturated fat still. But in terms of it's got like a high, so it's good for if you want to stir fry as well, because it's got a high temperature it can withstand. But I wouldn't say it's better than I mean, it's better for you than butter, I would say.
But what about in comparison to something like olive oil?
Olive oil, I would say, is like better than coconut oil because it's unsaturated and it's good for your heart health. So yeah, I love olive oil.
So it wouldn't be nice in cookies, for instance, because olive
but
oil.
Yeah, exactly. You can't use it in this. Yeah. I've made some cakes with olive oil before, though. Like you can get like olive oil chocolate cake. That's really good.
Oh, yeah, I've had that actually. It's tasty, isn't it?
It's really good, isn't it? Really fluffy.
Right. So what are we doing now? I've made those.
Oh yeah, I forgot to put my strawberries on. So don't put it in the oven yet.
No.
I'm going to take these out. So now we're going to add our strawberries. Or if you haven't got that, you could use raspberries or blueberries or just leave it without the fruit. I'm just going to use frozen strawberries. Okay. And then you'll need like around a cupful, but if you just slice them thinly.
Slice them thinly. Okay.
Yeah, and then we can just put them on top of the cookie. Okay. I'm not going to bother with making mine heart shape.
So I just put them onto one like little slice per cookie.
Yeah, and just kind of press it on. I'll show you what mine look like in a bit.
Please do, because I have no idea what I'm doing now.
So yeah, just thinly slice it. So one strawberry could give around like 4 slices, and then you're just gonna press it into the cookie, and it will just bake.
Okay. So if you can show us yours, that'd be great. So we can be considered we've done the right thing.
Okay. So yeah, so thinly sliced. I'll just wash my hands and I can show you.
Yeah, I just went and did that. I was like rushed off and quickly with hands. I feel like James.
So yeah, just like the photo.
Okay, so stay still for a minute so the camera can focus. Oh, look at yours. Oh yeah, yours look much fancier than mine.
Do they?
Yeah, I'll show you mine in a second.
Nick says, is olive oil good to use? I'm trying to cut that fat. Yeah, I love olive oil. Not necessarily cookies like this, but just in general, I'd say I just love to use it as my main type of oil. It's good for you because it's got loads of monounsaturated fat, so that's good for your heart health. I believe it's the reason why, or one of the reasons why, the Mediterranean countries have such a long lifespan. Being half Turkish, my dad uses it a lot in his cooking, like lots of mezes, just full of olive oil. I just really like it. Again, I wouldn't recommend shotting it.
When to olive oil farms, they give it to you in shot glasses, don't they, to try the different flavors. Right, I'm going to quickly come up and show you what mine look like. Prepare yourselves, people, because they're not as good as Melissa's. But there you go.
I think that looks good. What's wrong with those?
Yeah, that's all right. Do I
really good? They look really good.
Okay. So I am going to put them in the oven. What oven temperature do we want?
So 175.
Okay. Brilliant.
Yeah.
So put them in 175.
And yeah, I actually forgot to say, is your thing non-stick, your tray non-stick?
My tray was one of those, those plastic use them all the time forever things. Do you know what I mean? They're all kind of flexible.
No. Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
It's like this. It's all.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes, it's non-stick. Okay, that's good.
Not the one I've used because obviously this has got holes. This has got sections in, but it's one of those just flat and it's just completely non-stick all the time.
Yeah.
I got them years ago. I don't know what they're called. Flexi pan. This is. I got them in France years ago, and I use them all the time. They're super good. I've got them for all sorts of things. So I've got another one here. This is for macarons, and it's got like little space. I'll show you. Hang on, I'll come on, back up on the screen.
Yeah, you're really small right now.
Yeah. So this one, I don't know whether people can see. It's got like shapes.
Oh wow!
Look at that. So it's got shapes for macaroons, so you can make the little macaroons in there as well. So they're really good. I really recommend them because you don't have to, kind of grease or anything. You just everything just comes straight off of them.
Yeah, definitely.
What about, I was going to ask that, what about sunflower oil and like rapeseed oil and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, I would say they're not good or bad for you, you know. I think olive oil will always be my favorite oil to use, but you know, sunflower oil I think has its place in our diet too. Rapeseed oil as well, and particularly if you get like the cold pressed one. I love avocado oil. That's really good for you.
I use avocado oil as well. I use that when I'm doing poached eggs quite a lot, because again, from a flavour perspective, it adds.
Yeah.
How long are our biscuits going in the oven?
20 minutes.
20 minutes. Okay. All right. So by 1/4 we should be looking at those. Brilliant. So
yeah. So I think in terms of olive oil, in terms of fat, then I would say use coconut oil if it's for baking. I would say use olive oil as your main one, but also just think about the flavors. So maybe sunflower oil is better for what you're making. And then on salads, again, like extra virgin olive oil or avocado oil. But yeah, I just tend to mix it up, but I tend to use olive oil more.
Yeah, and adding things, as we've said, like flax and chia seeds and matcha powder is a kind of personal preference to the flavour, and you could like make them different colours and things, and it would add to the nutritional value of what you were doing. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Brilliant. So next, while we're waiting for our cookies to cook, so we can eat them, what are we going to do? What's our main?
So next we can I'm going to clean the strawberry juice off my board. But next we are going to do a one tray like chicken and vegetable dish basically. So it's really well balanced. You've got the chicken, which is obviously your protein source, but also you've got the cannellini beans as well, and courgettes and baby spinach. Spinach gives you lots of iron. So yeah, I think this is a really like healthy dish, and the complex carbs from the pearl barley. So nothing but goodness in this dish. I'm going to get a roasting tray.
Tell me what kind of tray you're using, because I've got no idea.
Yeah, so I'm going to use. Let's see which one. Yeah, so I think I'll use like this size.
Okay, so an open tin. I was going to, because when you said about it, I thought I was going to use something like this, which is like a Le Creuset kind of pan.
Oh yeah, you could do.
Could I do that?
Yeah, I think that could work.
Okay. That was my plan. Oh, I don't know what you're doing. So this is me. Everything is for dummies around here. I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, that could work. I mean, essentially, we're just sticking everything in a pot and putting it in the oven, and it will just cook through. So, so first of all, it's basically sticking everything in. So we've got 3 courgettes.
Okay.
So we're going to slice these up.
Again, is it critical that you have 3 courgettes? Could you have 2 courgettes?
Yes, you can. Yeah.
Okay, that's good, because I'm glad you said that, because I've only got 2 courgettes.
Yeah, it's not like baking, right, where you need to have, you know, this right amount of baking powder. Essentially, it's just kind of how hungry you are. And
okay, and so you're slicing the courgettes.
Yeah, slicing the courgettes.
Okay.
Like this.
Okay, like that, yeah.
And we're just putting it in the tray.
Okay. Okay, push it in. Push it in. Voila.
Yeah. To be fair, I think I'm only going to use 2 because it's only for 2 people, and I think 1 courgette is enough each.
Yeah, because it was only just for myself and Paul, so I thought I'd just make it less.
Yeah. Yeah. Garlic cloves, we can just slice.
Okay. I'm not putting garlic in because I'm allergic to garlic. What else would you recommend I put in instead?
So I would Yeah, nothing can really replace garlic. I would say just you've got the thyme, or you could use oregano as a herb to add flavour.
And why are you putting garlic in? What's the purpose of having the garlic in there?
Just because it tastes good.
Okay, so it's just the taste. So
Yeah, I mean, I think garlic. I just use garlic in everything.
This Aleppo pepper, the red pepper. I could put a little bit of that in to give it a bit of zing, couldn't I?
Yeah, yeah. I just love the flavour of garlic. It's just one of those which is used in most recipes.
And I'm the weird person on the planet who is hyper allergic to, really badly allergic to garlic. So I'm going to use that instead. And you said oregano as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have time, so I'm going to use oregano.
Oh, okay. I've got time. So we're going to put the thyme or the oregano in now, are we?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter which order. I've just added the courgette and garlic, and now I'm going to drain my cannellini beans. So I'm using 1 can, which is 400 grams, but 200 is also fine.
Yeah,
but just for the sake of...
Because I'm fancy.
What are you using?
Fresh thyme.
Smells good. Nice.
Smells gorgeous. So just like a handful, I'm presuming?
Yeah, just like a few sprigs. Just you could either take the needles off the stem and sprinkle it, or keep it with the stem, but obviously you won't be able to eat it because it's woody.
Yeah, well, it's actually really soft, this one. Obviously new season. Right, okay, so I've got the herbs in there and I've got the courgette in there. What am I putting in there next?
You could add your cannellini beans. So 1 400 gram can, or 200 grams is also fine. Cookies are smelling nice.
Ted's just arrived back in the kitchen. He can obviously smell the...
Oh.
Right, so I've got my beans in there. So I drained those. That was right, wasn't it?
Yeah, drain the beans. I just gave it a rinse as well under the water and drained it again.
Oh, I didn't rinse them, but I don't think it's a problem.
Yeah, it's fine.
They cook, aren't they? So...
Yeah. And then we're going to add some peppers. So I'm just doing like quite thick slices. And this is going to be our vitamin C. So this is going to help with our...
Pepper next, yeah?
Yeah.
How much of a red pepper would we do for like a 2-person one?
Well, I'm using 1. I think 1 red pepper is good. And I'm just kind of slicing it.
Okay, into like chunks. And
into chunks,
so if you were making this as like you're on your own and you're making this for yourself, you could make this and then use it for 2 days, couldn't you?
Yeah, exactly.
So, and
meal prepping.
Heating up chicken, you have to be super careful, obviously, with making sure you cook it right through the brown again when you heat it up the next day.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. I've never had food poisoning though from...
Actually make this up and make it up in 2 pans, couldn't you? You could split it 50-50 between 2 pans and then just keep it in the fridge and cook it completely fresh the next day.
Yeah, I guess you could do that too.
That might be what I would be tempted to do if I was on my own, is like split this into, once I've got it all made up, then split it into 2 and keep 1 in the fridge, or even freeze it.
Yeah, freezing it. I don't know what it would be like. You could freeze the chicken, but I don't know what it would be like frozen once cooked. I would just eat it the next day to save cooking time.
I think so. I think just having it, just making it into 2 portions. I know it's a bit boring to eat the same thing in 2 days, but actually, if it's yummy, who cares?
Yeah, and it would last. I would last around 3 days, so you could have it.
Yeah, for 3 days. Sorry, I went off camera there to do my just to get my stock, because that's coming up next, isn't it? So I put red pepper in chunks.
Good. And then we could add our lemon zest, or what I've done is I've just added half a lemon juice just for some flavour.
You could just, instead of doing, so I've got some lemon juice. I could just add a bit of lemon juice to it instead.
Yeah, that's what I've done. I think zesting is sometimes a bit faffy, but it also gives a nice flavour. So, yeah, I've just added half a lemon juice.
I have got a bit of lemon here, so I might just do a bit of zest off the outside, just to.
Yeah, and it saves you using all the lemon then.
As we've said before, Melissa, you need lots of supplements to cook with, Melissa. So I've got a little tiny zester. I'm gonna just.
Yes, Fran, that is right. Navy beans is basically cannellini. I think it's just the American terminology. But yeah, there's basically the same thing.
So I thought I'd put a bit of zest in there because I think that might be quite nice. It might be quite a tasty.
Yeah, it will be really nice.
Tasty thing to add.
And then I'm using a whole bag of spinach because this just wilts down to nothing. This is our iron source. And then obviously we've got the red pepper, which is our vitamin C. And vitamin C helps increase the iron absorption.
Okay, so red pepper is really good for you for vitamin C. I give that to my kids raw as like snacks.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I love it with hummus and baba ganoush as well.
Yeah, Charlie really loves my spinach in it. So I'm running out of room in this bowl. Don't know how I'm going to get the chicken in.
Oh, is your roasting tin quite small?
I might have to decant it into the bigger roasting tin.
Yeah.
Run out of capacity in that one.
Okay, yeah, you can always change it then.
It's a huge one. It's all right.
So there's no particular order. We've literally just adding everything.
Okay, so that's good because I'm now decanting it into the bigger.
Is anyone else finding me echoey?
I'm not finding you echoey at all. So you're absolutely fine. Yeah, there we go. Right. So I've got. Yeah. If I show you, I'll show you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I show you, and then you can show us yours. There you go. Mine looks like that at the moment.
That looks good.
Does that look good?
Yeah.
Oh, someone is finding you echoey. Edith is finding you a bit echoey.
Oh dear.
I don't know why. You sound fine to me. Typical.
This is just mine.
All right, turn that off. So show us yours. So that's okay. So it does look very similar. Phew.
Yeah, you can't really go wrong. Okay, Nick's finding me fine. Oh God, I hope it's okay.
Yeah. You sound fine here. So it could be individual computers having a different sound. So I put the spinach in now. What have I got left?
Now we can sprinkle over our pearl barley.
Okay.
80 grams.
80 grams of pearl barley. Right. Okay. We've come off cups and we've gone on to grams.
Yeah.
So my pearl barley said it didn't need cooking, rinse thoroughly before cooking, but it didn't need to soak.
Okay.
So I'm going to just quickly go and rinse mine in the under there.
Yeah, just to maybe remove some starch. And then you also need 300 ml of vegetable stock. You can swill the rice, Edith, if you want.
Sorry. You can use.
You can just rinse the rice, clean the pearl barley like you did.
Yeah, so I just cleaned it. Could you supplement the pearl barley for something else? Because not everybody has pearl barley, do they?
Yeah, you could use crap bulgur wheat or brown rice. Any sort of grain I think would work.
Any grain. So we haven't put the chicken in.
Yeah, so now's the time to put the chicken in. There's no particular order of this. You're just kind of putting everything into a pot. So
I'm putting in my stock, my 300.
Yeah, put in your
300 mils of stock, and then I'm putting in my chicken. So my stock hasn't kind of covered all of that. It's going to be
Yeah, we can put foil on top and it will just cook.
Oh, okay. And Fran's asking, do the chicken breasts need to be skinned or skinless?
Skinless. Yeah, skinless. And you could either get like the chicken fillets, so like the big chunks, or kind of just put in 2 chicken breasts.
Okay. Oh, my cookies are looking a little bit like they might be going crispy.
Oh yeah, so are mine. Okay, let's take it out then.
I'll just move them down in the oven.
I mean, it can take, if you look at the recipe book, it can take 15 minutes too. It just depends how crispy you like them. Okay, so I'm going to take mine out now.
I'll just put mine down a shelf. So it is worth keeping an eye on them, isn't it?
Yeah, so it can take anywhere between 15 to 25 minutes. So after 15 minutes, mine look done. There we go.
Okay, so I'm popping my chicken fillets on the top of this.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give mine a stir and just make sure everything. Obviously, the spinach is quite bulky. I just want to make sure like the rice can touch the liquid. So I'm just gonna give like a bit of a stir.
Yeah, the pearl barley.
The pearl barley, sorry. Yeah.
If you're a vegetarian or a vegan, what could you replace this chicken protein with?
You could add chickpeas, maybe more chickpeas to it. Okay. Yeah, I would say. I mean, you've got the beans, but I think I would just have chickpeas as well.
And tofu, maybe?
Just for the extra.
Tofu?
Yeah, you could try tofu. I don't cook tofu much. So maybe you're more wiser than me if you use tofu. But
I don't. I'm just looking for alternative protein sources, really. For people.
Yeah. Yeah, you could try with tofu, I guess. I mean, it is an alternative protein source. I just don't know how it would be in the oven with the liquid too.
Washing my hands because I've been touching chicken.
Yeah, make sure to wash your hands.
Yeah, so I just touched the chicken, so I was like, I need to go and wash my hands. Yeah, so for people who are vegan, this is a fabulous dish for vegans, as long as you need to supplement the protein element of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's still quite veggie heavy.
And would you season this? Would you put salt and pepper in here as well?
Yeah, you can do that too. You can do that.
Okay, so I'll do some salt and pepper. And we were all brought up saying, don't put salt in anything, it's really bad for you. But actually, if you use really good sea salt, it's actually very good for you, isn't it?
Yeah, and you've got to be mindful as well, because it's got stock in it that can be quite salty.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you could always cook it and then see.
It's that
maybe afterwards.
The old-fashioned table salt you don't want to be using.
Yeah, I like to use sea salt.
Yeah, sea salt is a really good thing for you, and again, it picks up all the kind of like toxins in your body, doesn't it, as it kind of moves through your body.
Yeah, so I've just put some foil on top, just so to keep the heat in.
Big lid. Can I use the big lid?
Yeah.
Big lid.
I think that would work. And we can always check it as well halfway through. So I'm going to put it in the oven.
And what temperature? What temperature? Because this is going to. Mine says
180 we could do.
To cook for 50 minutes.
Yeah. So I think the best thing to do is just to see what it's like after 15 minutes, see what it's like after half an hour, and just see if it's cooked to your liking. And if it's like too dry, you could always add some more stock or some more water and just cook it for a bit longer. But yeah. So yeah, if it gets too dry, we've put the foil on top to protect and keep the moisture in. But if it gets too dry, you could just add a little bit more stock, and just to make sure that the rice is cooked. We haven't added that much pearl barley, so yeah. Does anyone have any questions? So 180 degrees, I've put that in. And yeah, it's quite like an easy, I think quite good for families, like a one pot, one tray thing, which is quite handy.
Like prepare it earlier, and you could eat that cold, couldn't you?
I personally wouldn't eat it cold.
Wouldn't.
Well, I don't know, but maybe I guess maybe you could actually. It'll be like a chicken vegetable. Yeah, don't know. There's no right or wrong, really.
Yeah, it's just I'm always concerned about, because I put that in now, and obviously I'm thinking about people for, like, you know, if they're heating it up later, you have to be super careful with chicken, don't you? Right, I'm going to show you my cookies. Hang on a sec.
Oh yeah, let's see.
So let's show you. Show me yours, and I'll show you mine. There's my cookies. Oh, there you go, people. So if you put yours,
they look good.
You put yours on as well. Yours look a bit crispier than mine.
They do, yeah.
And I left mine in.
Solid.
That's just the oven, and also how many oats you put in as well.
That's true. Yeah.
We're making Ted.
So I think the best thing.
Give me food.
Oh. Yeah, I think the best thing to do is just to use the 2 spoons rather than using a cookie cutter, because I think it is quite gooey and messy. It's not like the normal cookies where it's like full of butter and sugar. We're being a bit more smart about it.
Yeah, I've still got a little. So I've made 3, 6, 9, 12, and I've still got a bit of mixture left. So I'm just going to put that on the tray now and just make those up without the strawberries.
Yeah, I've done 10 biggish ones.
Anyone in my household who doesn't like strawberries? I don't think there is anyone. I could put blueberries on though, couldn't I, these ones?
Yeah, you can mix up the fruit.
That's quite a good idea. And you can eat these all during the day, but also, would they be good for breakfast? Would they be a good start to the day?
Yeah, I would say so, particularly if like you're on the go and you don't have time to make. 'Cause that's kind of like your breakfast sorted now for the week.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like those ones we made, the breakfast cookies. Oh my goodness, they were just delicious, and I'm definitely going to make some more of those. And they kept me going.
Oh, I'm glad you liked it. Yeah,
they kept me going for like the whole week with as a snack.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Has anyone got any questions for Melissa? Because this is, as she said, this is her last session. We'll probably do it again, won't we, in the autumn? And we'll look at autumn recipes. We'll look at like things to warm you up. Warming. For now, has anyone got any questions for Melissa about particularly to do with nutrition and preparing, you know, things that help manage your, because it's that managing your blood sugar, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just being smart about it. You know, it's all about, I think the secret is keeping everything delicious, but that delicious food is also nutritious and smart for you. And I think if you combine those 2 things, then you've got something that's sustainable then, and not just a miserable fad diet which you can only do for 2 weeks. You know, it's about finding that balance.
Because you get miserable and you're like, I can't eat like that.
Yeah.
can't do it. It's just horrible. Do you go to people's houses and do cooking lessons? Sophie is asking.
I could do, yeah, why not? All virtual. But yeah, it depends where you're based. But yeah, it's something that I could offer for sure.
With clients, when you take on a client and you do their recipes for them and you help them, you know, create a balanced diet. Come here then. Sorry, the dog is hungry now. No, last one, no more. Oh, it's a terror. Do you do when you're doing that and you create a meal plan for people, do you then zoom into their house on like this and do cooking with them if they need it?
Yeah, if they need it, yeah, for sure. Everything is like bespoke to them. So it depends what they need, right? Everyone has their own barriers and problems and issues, so it depends what they need. But yeah, it's definitely something I can offer. Yeah, one of the sessions is do something like this, but 1-to-1 for sure, and something that they enjoy. Yeah. Thank you, Fran. Glad you liked them.
Yeah, because for me, you know, I love cooking them, but I get like crisis of confidence halfway through, and it's been so much better to be able to go, oh, show me, and am I doing this right, and then make a batch, and then if you make a batch, then you've got them for the whole week, haven't you? I do like a batch cooking.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Like some people, they want that like sort of extra support, extra confidence boost. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think like one-to-one cooking sessions could be so value for them. It's like one of those skills which once you learn, you've got it for life. It's not like a
Mm.
temporary thing. So it's really worth investing in for sure.
How did you get into cookery? Was this something you were passionate about at school, or is this something that's come on in adult life?
I mean, I've always loved food, but I think I remember getting my first cookbook. He's called Sam Stern. He's actually just a little bit older than me, but he had his own cookbook when he was like 15 or something crazy. And I got given that, and I just started to work my way through that. And then more and more people, gave me cooking books as presents. And then, yeah, I just must have a natural kind of intuition with food. I think because I love to eat it as well. Um, yeah, for me, I don't know. It's just I just follow the recipe and it comes out fine. Um, but I know that people really struggle, so I must just have like a natural kind of intuition with food. And I think it's practice, isn't it?
Yeah, I definitely don't have a natural intuition with food. As I say, I think I used to cook along with my nan a lot when I was younger, and I seemed to be really good at it when I was young. And then as I've come into adulthood, I've become, get quite a crisis of confidence around it. I don't want to poison anyone or kill anyone. I'm like, oh, what if I've done that wrong?
Yeah.
You see what chicken dish looks like partly cooked, please. So can we see what the chicken dish looks like partly cooked? So can we have a look at what you've done? Look,
Yeah.
So good. How many portions?
I don't know whether it will look any different. So what did the ebook say? How many cookies did I say it will make on the ebook? I think it was 12, right? So it's one cookie.
12.
Yeah, one cookie is a portion basically.
I've made 16. So some of mine must have been, one of mine is a bit tiny though. See, I've only got a little mouth. So,
yeah.
and then I think I can have 2. So one cookie is a portion if you make 12.
Yeah.
So you can have a quick look in the oven to see how yours is progressing.
Yeah, I don't know whether it will look any different yet, but it's only been like 5 minutes, right?
See how it's going so we can see what it's looking like. You can get it's all looking good.
But yeah, the spinach has dried up a bit. So Sophie says she made 9 and 8 too. Okay, I'll get back in that in a minute.
You made 9 and 8 too.
So yeah, it hasn't been long really, has it? But the spinach is kind of wilted. The chicken hasn't really changed colour. It's only been in for a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, so
but the best thing to do is if we because we probably won't stay on for much longer.
No.
The best thing to do is just to follow my Instagram, and then I'll put it on my stories.
That's a really good idea. So follow, don't burn yourself.
Yeah.
Follow Melissa on Instagram, the delicious nutritionist. Melissa Kuman, and she'll post a picture of it a bit later, so you'll be able to see what it looked like when it was finished cooking. And I don't know whether I dare get mine out. I'm not that brave.
No, it won't. And then you can always send me photos as well on the DMs if you want.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. Send a photo to, can this be pre-cooked then reheated? That's what we were saying, Fran, that it can, but you have to be super careful with chicken that you heat it right through to boiling point again. So you might need to add a bit more liquid maybe if you were heating it up, do you think?
Yeah, I guess it depends how dry it is. I mean, I would just stick it in the microwave for like 2.5 minutes with cling film.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never had food poisoning before when doing that. I always reheat rice and chicken, but yeah, I do like microwave 2.5 minutes with cling film on top.
Yeah.
If you're doing the oven, yeah, maybe you could add a bit more water just to add more juiciness to it. But it just depends what it looks like.
Yeah, the microwave option is a good one. You see, I don't have a microwave, so I don't think about microwaves.
Right.
I do. That's a lie. I have a microwave in the office. This is mad, but I don't have one in my kitchen. Because I was an obsession about the fact that I didn't want my food microwaved. And I was reluctant to have a microwave, but we do have one in the office now, so I could go and put it in the microwave in the office. So that's probably what I'll do. You're right. I'll probably go and microwave it later. But I'm always anxious about chicken poisoning. because that's a bad one, isn't it? Don't poison the chicken.
It is a common fear, actually. I've had clients really kind of nervous about making any leftovers, you know. But yeah, I think it is fine. You can definitely reheat chicken. You just got to be smart about it.
Yeah, you just got to make sure it's thoroughly steaming when it comes out of the microwave or the oven to make sure it's cooked right through. Yeah, an old wives' tale about recooking pork as well. Oh, that isn't it? It's all these limiting beliefs you bring with you from childhood again. You know, the experience of given food poisoning by having someone feeding you a raw chicken stays with you for life. And my nan told me that I couldn't reheat pork and it would make me sick. So I've always carried that with me for the whole of my life, that you can't reheat pork. That's factually correct either. But that's what
I mean, I always reheat everything, to be honest. Maybe I've just been lucky, but
yeah, just have to be careful, as you say, and make sure everything's thoroughly cooked through. So brilliant. Thank you so much, my love. I'm going to do a podcast with Melissa in June. We booked the date, so watch out for that. There'll be lots of links off of that for booking in with her directly, and I'm sure by then she will have started working on her book, so will be coming. And but follow Melissa on her Instagram and you'll get all the updates there as well. Brilliant.
Yes, best thing to do is that. Yeah,
so much, my love.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, everyone.
You're welcome. Hopefully you'll come back in the autumn and we might do one of these live.
That'd be amazing.
And next week we've got Instagram training with Estelle Kiba. So if you're not working out what we're talking about with IG and DM and all of that, come along to that one because you'll learn more about the Instagram training as well. And it changes every week, Instagram. So send you mad. But yeah, thank you. And thank you all for joining us. And I don't know what that means, Sophie.
Yeah, if you tag me in Instagram, I've just seen it. So thank you for that. Make sure to tag me.
Okay, brilliant. So I'll take some pictures and send them to Sophie as well. Daughter typing, brilliant. And it's super easy recipes, as you say. Oh look, Chris is there. Chris got
Thanks, Christina.
Brilliant.
Hey, Chris, the lady I just met now. Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, and I will see you. I'll speak to you in June, but I'll be in touch with more stuff before then, as you know, to get everything going. And we'll hopefully see Melissa back here in the autumn with some nice autumnal
that'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
So we don't overeat when we've got that tendency to comfort eat.
Yeah, super helpful.
All right, my love.
Okay. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much for taking your time with me.
And see you all, my members. See you all very soon. All right. Take care.